This video is to show you how to make a graph from a Google Sheet. And we're going to take the data that we got in the lab the other day and do just that. First, I need you to go up to resources within Schoology. You don't have to be within the chemistry course just yet, but you need to click on apps. And we are going to install Google Drive so that you can get to your saved assignments quickly. So check off Google Drive, install it, and then you will probably have to connect to it so that you can get to your assignment. So approve and connect. And allow. Okay. So you can see any assignments that you have saved there. Now I want you to go into courses. And within the chemistry course, there's two ways you can get to the assignment, and you are going to be doing this right after you're done watching the video. So make sure you're paying attention and make sure you're writing down notes of these steps if you need them for later. Or you can pause the video and follow along as we go through the steps in a different tab. All right, so within Unit 1, you can go in there and find the assignment, or you can find the shortcut right here where it says mass versus volume of water graphing, and click on that. Within this assignment, it gives you directions up here, but you're going to click on this link, which will prompt you with the download down here in the corner. So go ahead and click on that download. And then it's going to open up the download, but as it opens it, you'll see it's not anything that you can edit just yet. You can't add any numbers or change the name, so you need to go to File and save it as a Google Sheet, which will save it into your Google Drive for you, and it will keep automatically saving anytime you change anything to it. And it's going to open it up in a new tab, so we can go ahead and close out that other one. So this new one is a Google Sheet, and you'll see there's a lot more options. We can insert things, we can put in charts and graphs and all that good stuff. We can come down here and edit and add to the data table. And very importantly, you can come up and add to the title, which we definitely want to do. We want to come up here, and I want you guys to add your name after the little dash so that I know whose document this is when it gets turned in. Oop, I spelled my own name wrong. All right, so we add our name and then just click off somewhere, and you'll have this automatically saved every time you add something. Now, your data needs to go in the data table, and this is from the lab that we just did the other day. So for ease of use, I'm going to put in some random numbers here. I mean, yours probably have decimal points and good stuff like that, but this is just for the idea here of making a graph. So now when you make the graph, it's very important you only highlight the numbers. So I'm going to kind of grab one of the boxes and drag it down. So I'm only highlighting the numbers in blue, not any of the words. Otherwise, that makes it difficult to create your graph. Then you're going to come up to Insert and down to Chart. So choose Chart, and it's going to generate a graph for you, but you got to give it a little bit of direction. So we're going to skip the recommendations and go to Chart Types. Within Chart Types, there's lines, columns, bars, pie, and scatter. Scatter is what you want for today because your dots may not be in a perfect line. And that's okay if they're not. Mine, I made up my data myself, so I knew it was going to be in a straight line. And you're missing some stuff. So now to come and add the title, to add the labels for the X and Y axis, to add a line, you're going to come over to the next tab, which is Customization. So to customize this, we're going to give it a title, and this is going to be mass versus volume of water, because that is what you measured the other day. And the legend, let's keep that where it's at. Scroll down a little bit till you get to the different axes. And so for the horizontal axis, this is going to be your independent variable. And your independent variable today was your mass, because mass doesn't change, even if you're on the moon. And we're going to make sure we put in the units, which was grams, just so we know what it was measured as. And then you're going to go ahead and change horizontal into vertical and give this one a name. See how your mass pops up down here? So naming the vertical y-axis volume. And we probably measured that 2 ways. If you remember from the lab, we did centimeters cubed and we also did milliliters, and they are interchangeable. So that means they're equal to one another. You can choose either one to put into your graph. And keep coming down. Well, when we click off, it'll go on there. Keep scrolling down and you will see at the bottom here, trend line. So the trend line in this case is linear because it's fairly straight line if we follow the dots. Now your dots may be kind of scattered all around, and that's why it's a scatter chart. But overall, we're looking for some kind of trend, and the line is showing us that trend. And there is some math to this. So there's an equation that you can get to pop up over here in your legend. If you scroll down a little bit underneath trend line, now you have options. You're going to name the label with the equation. So use the equation, and now you will see we have a y equals x plus 0. That's because I put in perfect numbers. Yours probably is going to be about 1 point something. And then you won't have a 0 for the intercept because your numbers aren't perfect. It may be a very small number though. But as long as we're getting something around 1, you're going to notice that there is a trend of a 1-to-1 ratio with the volume and the mass of water. So if the mass is about 2, then the volume is probably going to be about 2, even if it's milliliters instead of centimeters cubed. All right, so we should be set with that. Go ahead and insert it. Drag it off to the right. As long as you have a title, your labeled axes, and the equation, you're good to go. You are welcome to change and kind of customize it even more with colors and different fonts, whatever. But that is the gist of making the graph. Next, I'm going to show you how to submit this graph. So as long as you have the title name up here with your name in it, it is automatically saving it into your drive here, but you're going to have to come back to Schoology to submit this. So back in Schoology, on the assignment where it's mass versus volume of water graphing, you're going to click on the button on the right where it says to submit. When you click this, it should bring up a way to upload the file. So if you click on upload and you try and find it, it may come up with your Google Drive, but if it's not coming up with your Google Drive, there is another way to get to your Google Drive where it is saved. Go to Resources, go to Apps, and here when we downloaded the Google Drive earlier, it's finally popping up, and you can find where we saved it. Here I have my Rumpz-Tjapkes, and I can click on that and import it into Schoology. It's going to take a little bit of time just to download it or upload it rather into Schoology, but then you're good to go. And as long as you get it turned in today, it'll be on time and you will get your grade for participating in the assignment today.